Well, good morning. Goodness gracious, Cornerstone. I'm so excited, so fired up to be with you this morning. I missed you last week, but thank you so much, Ollie Collins, and I think Mike Hall made an appearance. But we were on a plane going to Dallas, Texas, and wow, what a day last week, last Tuesday. What a day that was for us, and certainly a day that I hope each of you get to experience, which is Integrity Marketing Group making your partnership public. It was overwhelming to say the least, and so many of the partners with Integrity Marketing Group, just to see just to have them reach out, names that you have heard in the insurance industry, names of people that have just giants to me. I mean, people that have built such tremendous distribution in Medicare distribution and the senior market. I mean, I had a gentleman reach out and actually call me and leave me a message that is, you may not know his name, but this guy's perhaps one of the biggest in the senior market, and is a partner of Integrity Marketing Group. So he's old school, so he picked up the phone and called me, and I called him back, and he just said, you know what, I don't do the texting thing really well, but I love picking up the phone and welcoming new partners. And so anyway, it's just a special moment. I do hope, I pray that every single one of you guys that have the desire, some of you guys, you may be plugging into this, or you may listen to the recording. By the way, I do think that the majority of people that plug into the Tuesday Leaders Live, you will do so via listening to the link. Right? We'll use this as a podcast. My fear for you field underwriters out there, especially you new field underwriters out there, is that your calendar gets so full with team conference calls, right? And I don't like that at all. But the thing about it is I understand it, because every team leader wants to put their thumbprint, or every team leader wants to have their individual team call. That's what leaders want to do, right? And so what I'm encouraging all leaders to do is, if you want to have a call, promote your call above this call. I think we all should promote Equus's call, the Monday morning kickoff call, and the Wednesday training call with Bill Martin. And then if you want to have your individual team call, then promote that. So as far as this Cornerstone Live, this leadership live on Tuesdays, I want it to kind of go into being more of a podcast. We have the most incredible guy in the world, and Tom Franklin, and Tom can create a library of these podcasts, and people can listen to them. So, but anyway, back to last Tuesday. I hope it is something that every single one of you that have the burning desire to build distribution, I hope it's something that you get to experience, because I guess it's kind of like your favorite roller coaster. You need to do it at least once, right? So anyway, I am going to get started. I've got a couple leaderboards that I do want to recognize here. We've got the weekly top 10 paid. By the way, thank you, Tammy, for our leaderboards every week. Thank you for all the work that you do on those. Weekly top 10 paid last week. Congratulations to you guys. Number 10, Darby Robichaux. By the way, we've got a Equus 212 tour. I hope every one of you in Nolens, hope every one of you down in Louisiana know that we do have you on the map. Equus 212 tour. And I actually am going to be at that one. I'm not going to be at a lot of them, just because I've changed my travel schedule to go specifically where we need it, inside of Cornerstone Financial Group, or the Cornerstone Group. So But I will be in New Orleans. So New Orleans, get ready. Start growing now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So Darby Robichaux, way to go. You got paid a little over $4,500. Steve Houston, regional manager leading from the front, got paid a little over $4,500. Barry Tuzo, great seeing you this past week, Barry. Sales manager, got paid a little over $4,700. We've got Jersey, baby. Brian Mansdorfer in the house, got paid right at $5,000. We got Robbie Evans, got paid $5,000. We've got Doug Wright. Way to go, Doug. You got paid a little over $7,400. $7,400. That's pretty awesome. Matt Pertuzit, buddy. Way to go, man. You got paid a little over $8,200, man. Way to go, Matt Pertuzit. Lisa Kurtz, a little over $8,700. Way to go, Lisa. Johnny Roberts, it was great seeing you this past week, Johnny. You got paid a little over $10,000. That's pretty phenomenal. Carlos Pastardo, regional manager, leading from the front, baby. Personal momentum, personal growth. Carlos Pastardo got paid a little over $13,200. Do you guys understand? I mean, when you think about those amounts of money, I mean, do you understand that that there's a lot of people, and I realize we're commission income. I realize it's ebb and flow, right? But to have checks come in of that size on a weekly basis, that's pretty phenomenal. I know that when I was in the field and just starting with Equus, I know that cash flow, keeping that cash flow coming in of about $5,000 a week, $5,000 every week on my own pen, pressing down on applications, that was life changing, and that allowed me not only to pay my bills and be financially have financial integrity, but it allowed me to invest in my business, invest in my business, invest in my business, invest in the growth of my business. Maybe talk a little bit about that today. Okay, top 25 submit. We had 102 agents this past week. You know, it's pretty phenomenal, and it's not lost on me that for so long we tried to hit 100 writing agents, and I think one week we got up to like 98 or 99, right? And then once we went over 100 writing agents, it's just amazing that it's been over 100, and it's been like, you know, I mean, I think our top was like 125 or 128 agents, and so last week, which was and I'm not saying it was an off week for everybody. I mean, our numbers are still pretty incredible. But you know, when you look at weeks like that, when you have a leadership and you have a lot of your organization that's traveling, you know, that tends to disrupt sales schedules, right? And so just want you guys to know that it's not lost on me to have 102 agents that went out there and wrote business on a week where a lot of us were down in Dallas, Texas. So very, very proud of you guys. I think proud would be an understatement. So number 25, Benjamin Carter, two families help for $3,371. Kenneth Shaw, one family help for $3,384. Dontre Posey, three families help for $3,396. Tamia Newman, two families help for $3,679. Adam Anderson, seven families help for $3,764. Louis Gregnano, three families help for $4,020. Elisha Coleman, or Elisha Coleman, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, one family help for $4,150. Todd Carter coming in with three families help for $4,184. Doug Wright, six families help for $4,521. Danny Favrio, nine families help for $4,881. Justin Stinkin, one family help for $5,000. Daniel McCray, national manager, four families help, $5,057. Brett Grossman, three families help for $5,147. Kevin Hopkins, four families help for $5,621. Larry Frazier, 9 families help for $5,648. Barry Tuzo coming in number 10. 7 families help for $6,411. Matt Pertusit, 5 families, $6,737. Lindsey Waltower, 2 families, $7,639. Terry Stork, 3 families, $7,925. Money T coming in the B side, 2 families, $8,120. Let me give Mike Treese a commercial. So this coming Saturday, we've got our big team live dials, okay? And I will mention this in just a few, but big team live dials. So toward late afternoon, Money T, Mike, better known as Mike Treese, he takes over West Coast, and he calls it the B side, right? The flip side. We all bought records. Well, I say all of us. So all of us that are my age, we all bought records, and we know that there's the good side, and then there's the B side, right? And but I'm gonna tell you what, the B side here represents the extra mile, and it's amazing. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out on the Difference Makers organization. It's amazing how you guys are developing the habit of staying on that dial session until you've got your appointments booked. I am over the moon excited about your discipline and the habit that you're developing by saying, you know what, I don't care how long it takes me, I'm staying on until I get my job done. That's the determination that makes the difference in winning big and not winning big. So just again, giving you guys, Difference Makers and Mike Treese, a shout out. Thank you for your leadership, Mike. Stan Smith coming in number 5 with 5 families help for $8,148. Lisa Kurtz, 6 families help, $8,835. Travis Chison, 3 families help for $9,380. Way to go, man. Tyler Bosch, baby, 10 families help for $11,007. 007, Tyler Bosch. You're our new James Bond, buddy. And that's an awesome week, man. I want you just to look at the ratio. That's the perfect mortgage protection ratio. 10 families help for $11,007. Johnny Roberts coming in number 1 this week and submitted business with 5 families help for $11,622. Congratulations there, Johnny. I want to go right now over to our Advanced Market Minute. Our Advanced Markets, which is now called Equus Retirement Solutions, was given a highlighted spot this past week in our leadership, and you guys know how much we love Pete Lee. Pete Lee had a lot of time on stage to really talk about Equus and the direction that Equus is going with retirement solutions. And as you guys know, because we deal with it on a weekly basis here, guys, there's a lot of money that we're leaving on the table, and Equus as well as Cornerstone, we want to make it easy for you to simply not leave money on the table just because you may not feel like you're adequate enough to have the conversation. We want to give you the opportunity to simply turn around and give that contact information to somebody who can then pick up the phone and call your client and say, "Hey, I'm the person that Claudia mentioned. Claudia, your mortgage protection agent. I'm the retirement solutions specialist that she mentioned, and I'm following up because she said that you had a 401k that you might have questions about." And so, guys, a lot of exciting things with that. Each organization will utilize Equus in different ways. Okay, I think we have a lot of organizations that are really, they're managing their own advanced market sales. And I'm going to get out of the habit of saying advanced market, okay? But we have organizations that I think are managing that very well. But we also have organizations that are not managing that, and they're leaving a ton of money on the table. And so we're gonna change that. Okay, so with that, Mr. Jamie Trent, Patrick De Lorenzo, want to turn it over to you guys for our Retirement Solutions Minute.
JK, I'm trying to do this through my iPad, so I think I'm coming through because Patrick is making a smile. So good, this is all working. Hey man, here, John. Praise Jesus for the absolute blessing that we have here at Equus Financial, in that Barry, Bill, and Rob took the unction from the Holy Spirit to develop this system for us. Because if people can just grasp a hold of half of what we're talking about, we're going to bring about a whole bunch of financial freedom. And man, when I say I'm proud, I don't mean it from a pride standpoint. I mean, it's like, you know, dadgummit, I'm excited to be a part of Cornerstone, and I'm excited for the opportunity that we have. And one of the biggest parts of the opportunity is the retirement solution side of it. And I've been against calling it advanced markets since it came out that way. And so I love the name Retirement Solutions. So Patrick, it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast on a Tuesday, and I see your face, so I'm going to assume that you are here. How's things going with you
Jamie,
this
I'm
morning?
here, man. I'm
Praise the
gonna
Lord,
be
brother.
here. So real quick, Jamie and I want to plug next week in Lexington, South Carolina. Um, 26th and 27th, we are doing our training camp. This is open to anyone if you are located in one of the 50 United States. Everyone, we're encouraging you to be there. One of the things we always do is we do a retirement solutions section. And what we're going to be talking about this time specifically is college funding, because that's something huge that we need to talk about. There's also going to be a training camp going on in Austin, Texas. That's the 8th of June, which is a Tuesday, coming up shockingly quick. It's crazy to think we're already going to be in June of 2021. So what I want to kind of quickly touch on is one of the things that came up recently is how loans work with some of the retirement solution options that we have, specifically our IULs. And the thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is that, the loans are always taken out against the cash value. It is never, ever, 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 ever taken out against the death benefit itself. So, for example, if you've got a client that, and this is part of the reason why we're going to be talking about college funding, if you've got a client who takes out a 100,000 IUL on their kid at say age 8, and they pay into that policy for 10 years, that kid's now 18, they're getting ready to go to college. No, that child does not have $100,000 they can borrow and use for college. Absolutely not. That is not the way it works. Um, what they have is a loan against the cash value of the policy. So we're going to be talking about that during the retirement solutions section during these trainings that we do over the next couple of weeks. So if you're able to get there, we're really going to dig into that. But the thing I want everybody to understand, college funding is something we can do. IULs are something we can do. So make sure we're talking about that with our clients, because if we've got parents who want to help out a kid, we can absolutely do college funding. But here's a hint: we're not insuring the kid for that. We're insuring mom and dad, because those are the ones that are wanting to send that kid to college. So if something happens, there's a death benefit from mom or dad to provide for that kid. If mom and dad are still here come time, they've been pumping money into that thing, that cash value is higher, they're able to use some of that money in that cash value to help pay for the college costs. But that's what we're going to be talking about. So when you're out there speaking to folks, just kind of pepper in some questions. You've done your equity protector. Sorry, not equity protector. You've done your strong foundation. You've done your AMAM home protector. You have done your CFG Safe Shield. And, because we are a mortgage protection simplified issue company. That is our strength. That's what we're built on. That's where our leads are coming from. But after that, once you've got that done, there's nothing wrong with busting out your retirement solutions brochure, which hopefully everybody has. If you don't, they're available on the Equus store. You can get a whole pack of those things. They're really inexpensive. But just put that out and just ask that young couple, ask those parents, ask their grandparents, hey, what are you guys doing? You were telling me about those grandkids when we were talking earlier. Is seeing them go to college something you're wanting to make sure happens? If you had the ability, would you want to make sure your kids are able to go to college without having to deal with student loans? It's a question, yes or no, designed to elicit one answer: yes. If you could, would you want to be able to send your kids or grandkids to college without having to deal with student loans? When they respond with yes, that's where you set the appointment. From the appointment, great. When when you get your paperwork in the mail from Foresters, try and come over. Sorry, my phone rang. I apologize, guys. I hope you still hear me. But when your paperwork comes in, we'll sit down and we'll go over the options that you have available to send that kid to college. That's what was on my heart today.
Fantastic, Patrick. Can you? Are you done? I can't. Your audio died out, so it's hard to hear you now. Hey, so let me, John. I want to piggyback on next week in Lexington. I know I've talked to you, and there's about a 90% chance you told me that you'd be here. So we're going to do something a little bit different next week. I'm trying to get a couple of elite producers in here. And John, what I want to do is I want to get the elite producers up, and we're going to talk about how they become elite producers. But we're also, John, one of the things that I think would really help, because I've been getting questions about this, is we're going to do some case studies. So if I have 3 or 4 elite producers up there in front of the room, I'm going to come up with some leads, and I'm going to hand each one of them a lead. And then we're just going to systematically go through how we would sit down with these clients and help them. Because, there's many times, JK, it's just not financially feasible for a 76-year-old man with a $400,000 mortgage to pay, $1,800 a month for mortgage protection. And I think a lot of agents out there, especially the newer ones who don't have the experience, have some, I don't know if they have hiccups or just mental blocks, or it's just lack of experience. But there's other ways to do that. So we're going to talk about critical time period, equity protection, and also paying off the mortgage in full. And based on young and old and health situations, we'll have scenarios built so people can learn how to run in-home appointments. So I think we're going to change things up a little bit this time. So if you've been to many of these things before now, this next one and going forward, there's going to be changes going on, and they're going to be growing and becoming just not the exact same thing over and over. So I encourage everybody that's breathing, that's alive, that lives in the United States or any of our surrounding territories, how badly. Here's a question, John Kite. Here's a question. How badly do you want financial independence? And if you want financial independence more than you don't want financial independence, then there should be zero excuses why you can't get to Lexington. So, hey, brother, thank you for letting us talk again this week. And, man, we love you and appreciate all you do.
Thank you so much, Jamie and Patrick. And if I'm not in the full screen, I apologize, but I wanted to do some stuff on the board, and I should have. See, I'm backwards. So I do know that there's something I can do where I'm not backwards. Okay, we'll figure it out on the next one. I figured it out on my YouTubes, but I'm not doing a YouTube. I'm doing a Stage 10 Live. So if you guys can't read this, we'll try to get it switched around. But anyway, so here's my message to you, and I'm going to try to get it all done in just the next 7 minutes, okay? Let's go ahead and call this right now. We're not starting June 1st, okay? We're starting right now today. We're actually starting yesterday. But this is the summer of 212, okay? So let's coin that. We can make some marketing around that, but this is the summer of 212, and I'm not sure if this relates to all of you guys, but if you invested this summer, if you fully invested yourself this summer to make a difference in every other summer for the rest of your life, would it be worth it? I think right now, with the new Equus comp plan, I look at so many people in our organization that can take advantage and over the next 3 months promote them, give themselves, because just over the next 3 months, they're able to catapult levels, okay? So you literally can have somebody at an 80% contract level that can go out and in 2 months in a row do the type of production that they can promote themselves up to 100 contract level, 105, 110. Guys, I was looking at those numbers. I went out and I was in the field on average 2.5 to 3 days a week, working 10 to 12 aid leads a week. And I averaged issue paying $28,000, $29,000, $30,000. So when I look at the new comp plan, I'm going, if I can do that, then I know that there are so many other people that can do it. And if they can do that 2 months in a row, they will give themselves an incredible raise and write, like Kim Kite said, basically write your own check and write your own contract level. So this is the summer of 212. And so kicking off the summer of 212, one of the things that's not new is we talk about the 5 steps of being a leader. The 5 steps of being a leader. A leader listens. A leader works. A leader figures out how to get results. Can we circle that one? See, where are you right now? Are you in the process of still trying to figure out how to get results? If you are, that's a great place to be. All leaders go through that process of figuring out how to create results. You just got to figure it out. And you know what? So much of the time, it's not your presentation. It's not, so much of the time, it's just simply you. And it's developing into a new you, a better version of you. And guys, I could probably spend an hour because I just had a million things go through my mind on what I need to tell you about you and how incredible you are and how special you are and how talented you are. Every single one of us, we've been given a talent. We've been given gifts. And this organization, if we stand for one thing, we stand for this. And that is, we want to help bring out your talent, your gifts, so that you can be the blessing that you're supposed to be to the world. So figuring out how to get results, that's a big deal, okay? Let's continue to work and listen, and let's figure out how to create results. Once you create results and you consistently get on the leaderboards, on the S quadrant leaderboards, on the B quadrant leaderboards, don't get the big head. Don't think that you've arrived. Don't think that you don't no longer need your upline or no longer do you need to plug in because you're God's gift to Equus and you know everything. Don't do that. Stay plugged in. Stay plugged in. And then the last step of being a leader is this. I don't care how much money we make. I don't care. I can tell you this, life is going to always give us challenges. Life's going to always throw negative at us. We have to learn how to handle the negative and continue to move forward with a positive nature about us. We can't get down in the dumps. We can't start turning into Eeyore. Well, I don't know about those IVR leads. They're just, I don't know. Is there any way that we can work without the IVR leads? Can I tell you this? Give me the daggum IVR leads and let me call them for you. Give me the IVR leads and let me call them for you and let me book you a damn appointment, okay? Sorry, okay. So handle and continue to move forward in your business. Now, what our goal is and what our goal has been is personal momentum. Personal momentum via personal growth. Personal growth because establishing personal momentum, it is the foundation to all good things in our business. It is the foundation to all. Do you hear that? There aren't any good things in this business until you take dominion over you and you establish your personal momentum. You're not going to inspire somebody without massive personal momentum. You're not going to inspire somebody without them seeing you set the example. So let me ask you a question. what activities do you want to see in your organization? Okay, do that. Do that. What activities do you want to see in your organization? Do that. What attitude do you want to see your organization do those activities? Have that attitude. Simple, right? Pretty simple. So, personal momentum is established through focusing on sowing the seeds of personal growth. Personal growth, I feel like these aren't the only things, but these are the main things. Number one, we have to work. You can't develop yourself without working. It's like somebody said to me the other day, John, you talk about personal growth all the time. What about work? And I said, well, what part of personal growth do you not understand? Like, you can't grow personally without working. You can sit down and you can read 1,000 books. You can listen to 1,000 podcasts. And you know what? You're not going to be, you might be the most positive, going nowhere person in the world, right? Okay, that's not our goal, okay? So you can't have real personal growth without work. See, personal growth, it's developing that muscle that's within all of us called our faith. Okay? Let's see here. Okay, for us, thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Okay, so faith is that muscle inside of us that we have to develop. Okay? If I'm the first one to tell you this, then so be it. But there is no faith without works. There is no personal development, real personal development, without works. Okay? And so working is a huge part of us developing that confidence, the courage that we need to be bold. Because we've done it and done it and done it and done it. I had somebody one time and somebody was shooting a free throw to win a basketball game. And they looked at me and they went, I'd be so nervous I couldn't even dribble the ball. Well, you know what? That person, I'm sure the situation created some nerves. But to that person, I bet you they've done it 1,000,000 times. So it wasn't the same. Sure, if we put you on the free throw line for your team to win, you haven't practiced that. You haven't been in that situation. You're way out of your comfort zone. Sure, you're probably going to throw up an air ball, right? Okay, but we don't want to do that here. We have the ability to work and develop that confidence. So work is huge, and we're going to put that as a standalone. S quadrant, am I doing my numbers? B quadrant, am I doing my numbers? And here's the thing, guys. Why not become accountable to somebody saying, hey, listen, I'm going to send you my numbers every single day? You know what? The only people that don't do that are the people that are egomaniacs that don't want you to see how lazy ass they are. That's why they don't want to do it. They don't want you to see what the real problem is, which is I'm not really working. Okay? Because my mindset is negative, and because my mindset is negative, it prohibits me from going really all in and working and going through the numbers. Okay? So work, number one. Okay, so now let's get into massive personal growth. What if we really got over the top with our personal growth? Like, what if we really said, you know what, I'm going to put my personal growth at the top of the list. I'm going to set my watch to have an alarm that goes off every 10 minutes to remind me that I've got to think this thought. What's that thought? What can I do right now for my personal growth? Am I allowing my mind to drift? What is my mind thinking about? Have I spoke my goals in the last 10 minutes? Have I visualized my success? In other words, if I'm going to get over the top with this thing, I'm going to get over the top with it, okay? And so setting your alarm every 10 minutes, maybe that's a little overkill, but you know what? It would probably do some of you guys good to set your alarm every 30 minutes just to interrogate your reality. Like, what have I done the last 30 minutes? Because some of you guys, if you're honest with yourself, it's going to show you that the last 30 minutes, what did you do? You did nothing. You zoned out on Facebook or whatever. You did nothing. And we can't afford to let time go by. We have to engage. This is the time of so many of our lives where it's time to engage. So we've got to read, and let's just say 10 to 15 minutes first thing in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes last thing before you go to bed. Can you do that? I think everybody can do that. I'm not saying that you've got to read for 6 hours a day. 10 to 15 minutes when you wake up in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes before you go to bed at night. Read in a good, positive mental attitude book, okay? Number 2, speak. Words of affirmation. I'm going to write down my goals and I'm going to speak. You know, I mentioned the book Mind Gym, Gym, Mind Gym. I'd never even heard of that book. Bill Martin we were in Dallas, Texas this week, and Bill Martin looked at me and he was like, man, you know, have you ever read this book? And I've never even heard of it. Well, so anyway, I ordered it right then. And so when I got home, it was waiting for me. And in the foreword of that book, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod with the Yankees, actually wrote the foreword to that book. And he talked about the power of speaking. And he said, when I went into that year, he said, I was speaking, I got a 380 batting average, 380 batting average, 380 batting average. And he said, in my mind, it would flash like a road sign flashing. 380 batting average, 380 batting average, 380. So he was speaking, he was thinking, and he was also visualizing. What he was doing, guys, is he was programming his subconscious mind that he was a 380 batting average. I hit the ball solid every day. I hit the ball solid every day. I hit the ball solid. Those were words that he spoke. Can you speak words like that? Can you speak, hey, I'm one of Equus's top producers. I submit 5 to 7 applications every week. Every week I do 5 to 7 applications. I can't not do 5, like every week, 5 to 7 applications. I write 5 to 7 applications. I help 5 to 7 families every single week. I got $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 going to my checking account every single week. I'm bad to the bone. I'm an Equus top producer. I'm an Equus top producer. I'm an Equus top producer. I'm on the top 25 all the time. I live in the top 25. I'm disciplined. I'm excited. I have tremendous expectation moving forward. Can we start affirming and speaking words like that? Sure we can. Everybody can do that. Right. Can I sit down and can I draw my group out? Can I write down what my goals are? I write down, you might sit down. It's like I read this in Napoleon Hill's book one time. It may have been John D. Rockefeller. I think it may be, but one of those guys would sit down and on a sheet of paper do nothing but write money signs. Money. Why? What was he doing? He was taking possession of his own mind and he was thinking money. He was thinking money. Thinking money. Thinking money. Those thoughts produce a result. Okay? So write. Take your pen and write. And then the last thing is visualize. It is that we just sit down and we think how life can be. Maybe it's 180 degrees different than right now. Maybe you think thoughts of health. Maybe you're not in the most healthy of situations, okay? Maybe you drink too much. Maybe you're absolutely getting old before your time because that alcohol is doing nothing but shriveling you up. And you're going to cut your life short. You're going to jip your family out of time with you because of that habit. You right now making decisions on health, on wealth, on joy, on happiness, making decisions and starting to visualize your life and how your life can be, how powerful your life can be, how successful your life can be. Visualize, think, feel. What does it feel like to look in your checking account and see 6 figures? What does it feel like to look in your checking account and actually see 7 figures? What does it feel like to look in your checking account and see 8 figures? What does it feel like? How does that make you feel? Okay, what does it change in your thinking and your visualizing? And what's my life at that level? What's my giving at that level? What's my impact on people at that level? What's the platform that I have at that level? What's my ability to mentor people and change people's lives at that level? We all want to become the type of person that has the fruit on the tree. Either the fruit's on the tree or it's not, right? And we all want to be the person that has the fruit on the tree that makes people want to listen to us so that we can get a thumbprint, some type of influence in their life. And so, personal momentum. So you see the correlations between 5 steps of being a leader and this focus of personal momentum. We're in the summer of 212, right? And for you business builders, it's understanding that for every 6 to 8 people you hire, you really only have 2 to 3 that come out of that. So don't stop hiring 2 or 3 and thinking you've got 2 or 3, because you don't. Hire in batches and let people identify themselves. It's a law. Cream rises. Cream rises. Cream rises to the top. And so get serious, and when you get serious, you're going to put batches of 6 to 8 in, and you're going to watch the 2 to 3 identify themselves out of that, and then you're going to know who to work with, okay? Thank you so much for plugging into this edition of Cornerstone Live, this leadership live that we have on Tuesdays. You guys are incredible. Get to your local trainings. If you're anywhere within 2, 3, 4 hours of Lexington and you can get there, get there. Why? Because it's going to make a difference in your business. If you're not, you've got trainings going on. For those of you building your business, plug into these private business receptions that Mike Hall and Brett Grossman are doing. You know what the magic behind these private business receptions are? They're showing the opportunity, right? So don't make it any more difficult than it needs to be. They're showing the opportunity, and the more you share the opportunity with good, qualified people, the faster your business is going to grow. We are in the summer of 212. Take it serious, guys. Momentum waits on nobody. Do not, and I'm going to leave you with this harbinger, okay? I'm going to leave you with this warning. Do not think that you can put your business on hold for the next 2 weeks and pick up on June the 1st and you've got the momentum. Do not do that. If those who wait to June the 1st to start, they won't get going until the end of June. That's just the law of personal momentum. Let's not make that mistake in this organization. God bless you guys. Be good.